No fluff, no long intros. Let's jump straight into it. The whole point of debates is to eventually reach common ground. But nowadays, especially on the internet, debates have basically turned into a business. You know, it's treated like a competition, a match, or an all-out war. Originally, debates were meant to be peaceful and friendly, held between people with no bad blood, just a difference of opinion they wanted to resolve. The goal was always positive, mutual understanding to bridge the gap. But today, all we see is warfare and ego battles. It's moved completely away from what debating actually means. So I made this video to save your peace of mind and protect your energy. You'll easily spot whether the person in front of you genuinely wants to find the truth and resolve the issue with pure intentions, or if they're just here out of pure ego, looking for a fight and a win. Let's dive in. We'll start with number 5, the 5th sign that proves this person is debating with bad faith.
And that sign is seeking victory rather than finding the truth. You'll notice this person is far more focused on attacking you than actually trying to understand what you're saying. They have zero interest in finding common ground. Instead, they constantly make things personal rather than sticking to the topic, and they just keep dodging the point. These are clear red flags showing that they only care about winning, not about coming to an agreement or discovering the truth behind your disagreement. Which leads us directly to the next sign, sign number 4.
Sign number 4, manipulating terms and refusing to agree on definitions. You'll notice they use super vague or overly complex language, words open to multiple interpretations. Instead of focusing on the actual point you're trying to make, they dodge your main message and obsess over trivial technicalities. For example, let's say you tell them, the modern school system is designed to produce unthinking workers. Watch what they do. Instead of debating the actual concept, they'll derail the conversation with, wait, what do you mean by school? Primary school? High school? University? You need to define your terms. But come on, we all know what school means in this context. Grade school, college, high school, it's all under the umbrella of the education system. They're just fixating on semantics to avoid addressing your actual argument.
Now we've reached number 3, and I think this is probably the most well-known and widely recognized sign in any debate. Personally, this is the one I despise the most, not just in arguments, but in life in general. Emotional volatility and anger taking over. When a calm conversation turns into screaming, constant interruptions, and obvious hostility, I shouldn't even need to tell you signs number 2 and 1. You should walk away immediately for your own mental health and well-being. Because once someone reaches that hyper-emotional state, nothing you say will get through to them. Even if you say something that supports their point, it won't register. The moment emotions flare up, the logical brain shuts down. That's just a fact. Emotion and logic running at the same time? It's almost impossible. It's one of the hardest things for any human being, men and women alike. They just don't operate simultaneously. It's either emotion or logic. You can't have both driving a person's mind and words at the exact same time. Period.
Moving on to number 2. When you present them with rock-solid evidence that undeniably proves your point, they simply reject it and demand more. They suddenly want a second proof, something harder, more complex, or impossibly specific. No matter how clear your evidence is, they will constantly dodge and move the goalposts. What makes this so obvious is that neutral people, bystanders who aren't even involved in the debate, will easily agree with your point because they don't have an agenda or bad faith intentions. Naturally, you shouldn't even have to reach this sign to walk away. The second you notice this behavior, you should stop the debate immediately.
Last but not least, and this is by far the absolute worst and most obvious sign that a debate is completely dead, pointless, and doing you more harm than good. When they abandon the topic entirely and target you, they stop arguing the point and start attacking your personality, your past, your relationships, your appearance, or your credentials, things that have zero connection to the actual discussion. At that point, you know it's over. The debate isn't about your looks, your background, or who you are as a person. It's supposed to be about the specific topic at hand. Like the example I brought up earlier about the school system, where the argument is that traditional education was built to produce compliant workers who follow orders without critical thinking. Science advances, the world moves forward, yet school curricula stay stuck in our grandfather's generation because systems often prioritize obedience over independent thought. Anyway, I got a bit carried away there, but you get my point. That was just an example of a debate topic. The bottom line is, when someone drops the subject and fixates on your personal life or attacks who you are, the debate is officially over. Walk away. You don't need to waste another second.
And those are, in my opinion, the top 5 signs that a debate is officially over. Of course, there are other red flags out there, but these are the main ones from my personal experience. If you think there are other signs I missed, please drop them in the comments below. Let's learn from each other so everyone can benefit. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for your time and for choosing to click on this video out of all the options out there. Really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to comment with any topics you'd like me to cover in upcoming videos. Take care and peace out.